Hey guys, it's me, Lee, with Hey Mr. DJ, and I am coming to you today from one of our favorite venues to perform in Palos Verdes called La Venta. As you can see, it's a gorgeous space. We're set up for a wedding today, and you've got an absolutely perfect view of the ocean, the beach, and all of Palos Verdes. So the reason I picked today's topic for this venue is because at La Venta they have a built-in sound system. And today we are talking about things you need to know when you are either picking a venue or have already selected a venue and now looking into DJs. So there's just a few quick things I want to cover. Two types of venues. Venue with some type of built-in sound, built-in speakers. I would say the large majority of venues do not have any sound built in, or they do and they just don't allow it to be accessed by third-party vendors. So 75% of the time, your DJ or musicians are going to need to bring in their own speakers, mixer, cables, microphone stands, everything, and set it up. But in that 25% of the venues around town that have a built-in sound system, there's just a few things you want to be aware of. First, there's usually two reasons you'll find a venue with a built-in sound system. Two main reasons I can think of. One is that they are newer or they did upgrades and they decided for ease of convenience, for an extra amenity, it would be nice to offer built-in sound. Or for non-wedding related events, a lot of times there's no DJ and their clients are going to just want to bring in an iPod and that way they can patch in and then their sound for the event, whether it's yoga or a rehearsal dinner or whatever it may be. So the other main reason would be venues that have noise restrictions, that their neighborhood or the city has them limited as to how much noise they can produce. And when DJs come in and set up all their own speakers, even though someone might be there telling them with a decibel meter like you're too loud, inexperienced DJs will just keep pushing it, and that creates problems for the venue. So a simplest solution is to have all DJs patch into their sound, which is run from a mission control that a staff member has access to, and that way they can monitor the max level that comes out from that space. The one thing that you definitely want to be aware of if you're dealing with this as a client is how loud can you get? If you're wanting to have a knockdown, drag-out dance party and you've selected a venue and they say, we have a built-in sound system, you should ask for more questions. Why do you have a built-in sound system? Can our DJ still bring speakers for extra sound? If they say no and it's because of noise restrictions, your next question should be, how loud can it get? What are the decibel levels? And then work with your DJ or planner to educate yourself. You don't want to fall in love with a venue because of the view and book it, and you're planning to have just a killer dance party, and you find out that they're capped at like a 65 decibel noise limit, which is not very loud. A typical dance party is going to be 80 to 90 decibels. So you need to do a little bit more research. It's incumbent upon you as the consumer and a couple to do your research and make sure you understand everything that you are or aren't getting with a venue. And tapping a professional experienced DJ or planner will also help you with this to figure out what questions you should be asking. So a couple advantages, pros and cons of venues with sound versus without. One advantage to a venue with sound for us is it's less setup. It's less we have to bring into the venue, so we can set up quicker. We have a cleaner footprint, and that gives us more time to focus on interfacing with all the other vendors, the planner, the catering team, and our clients. It's also a lot cleaner often because there's no speaker stands anywhere. So here at La Venta, they have a beautiful ceremony area, and the speakers are hidden in the bushes. So it's really nice. It's very clean. And then in the dinner area, the speakers are hidden up in the ceilings. So there's no stands and you don't see them. Some people consider it pretty unsightly. It's an eyesore to see big goofy speakers. We use scrims so we can cover the speakers and help them melt into the background. But that is one advantage of a venue with built-in sound. The disadvantage, there aren't too many disadvantages other than what I spoke of. If the reason they have built-in sound is because of noise restrictions, you may or may not be able to get as loud as you want to get for your party. The only other downside is that if they have installed sound and it's poor quality sound, then it just isn't going to sound good, even though you have the convenience factor. You don't have the quality factor. Also, if they haven't consulted a professional audio-visual company that knows exactly how many square feet each speaker can cover and how sound audio travels, there might be dead spots throughout the venue. So just saying, hey, our venue has built-in sound, that's not enough. You need to go, oh, well, let's see, how is the coverage? Can we hear it? Is there sound in every area, so everybody, no matter where they are, will be able to hear the toast or when it's time to come over for the cake cutting. Well, that's one advantage to having a DJ who brings a bunch of speakers, is we can pop stuff up, even if we have them on a floor plan for a certain layout and we get there and everything's changed. It's really easy to run cables, or we actually use wireless systems now. So if we show up and we're supposed to put speakers here and here, and they suddenly say, hey, we need one 100 feet over there, it's no problem. We can drop one over and now suddenly fill sound for a patio or a foyer. So, you know, having a consultation with your DJ, making sure that your DJ is willing to, if they aren't intimately familiar with the venue, that they're willing to go down, walk the space, connect with the venue. So if there is built-in sound, they know where the connectors are, what kind of connectors. To patch in, it's usually XLR, 1/4 inch, or RCA. Those are the three main audio components, and sometimes you get RCA, sometimes you get 1/4, sometimes you get XLR. A professional DJ will have adapters for all of those, but a simple phone call or visit will make, there's no guesswork and there's no potential for a mistake or your DJ showing up and not being able to patch in. So that's something that you want to make sure your DJ is knowledgeable, also understands how to troubleshoot. Another good question to ask the venue is, do you have an on-site audio-visual staff member that is there to monitor the sound? Again, not trying to throw any venues under the bus, but many of the venues have a great sound system built in, but they don't have a professional tech on site. Everything just kind of works and they hope it continues working. So if that's the case, then you want to lean on your DJ and make sure they have troubleshooting ability, because it's a Saturday and you roll in, but the Friday before a DJ came in and started poking on the mixer and hitting a bunch of buttons and turning EQ settings. And then today's DJ, your DJ, comes in, patches in, and everything sounds wonky. Are they going to have enough knowledge to go, oh, it looks like the mids on the EQ are a little muddy and there's too many highs and the bass has been cut, or we're getting some static and it might just be a loose cable connection. So those are all the things that have to happen behind the scenes, so when your guests show up, everything sounds amazing and you have a flawless event. But the number one thing I want you to take from this video session today is, please, please do not assume that because you have a venue with built-in sound that you can hire a really inexpensive DJ. Bringing less equipment should reduce the price a little. Having a DJ having to bring all the equipment will inflate the price a little, but it's not hugely significant. Please understand the majority of what you're paying for is talent and experience. And so the gear, you know, adding 5 speakers, yes, it changes the price a little bit, but the majority of what you are paying to secure a professional experienced DJ is just simply that, based on the experience and the talent. And if you have any DJ that says, yeah, I'll charge you a few $100 and I'll just show up with my laptop and rock, run away from that person. We would never show up without a backup microphone, a backup speaker or 2 or 3, and a mixer and extra cables and mic stands. Basically, if all the power went out in the venue and we could pull power from next door, could we duplicate the event? Could we set up sound and be able to produce an event? All of that is in our truck at every event, regardless of what is built into the sound system. So it's just not worth it to save a few $100s to have a DJ that's going to show up and not bring gear. All equipment inevitably, eventually, is going to fail on us. It's just a question of when. And you don't want to risk that 1 in a million chance, that one day where a speaker, a really great speaker, high quality, good brand that's been working for years, just dies and it's on your wedding day. Ask these questions, know all these things, these aspects, so you know exactly what you're getting and anything you should be concerned about. If you have further questions, you can always rely on your DJ and your wedding planner and us. So I hope this video is informative, but if you have any other additional questions about venue, sound, setup, don't hesitate to reach out via email. And please check out our book. My book, How to Hire a Killer Wedding DJ, covers a lot of interesting stuff like this, a bunch of helpful tips and tricks to ensure that you have an amazing event or the best reception ever. So thanks for checking it out. Hope it helps, and we'll see you next time.